2010, CDC designed a new system, and it was a machine counting system. The problem with VAERS, with the Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System, is that it's voluntary.
Yes.
And so the doctor has to, if he sees a vaccine injury, he's required to report it to VAERS. But there's no penalty if he doesn't. It takes him a half an hour to fill out the paperwork. So there's a big incentive for him not to do it. There's another incentive, though. He doesn't know if something is vaccine injury. If you get a vaccine and then 4 years later, you come in with a food allergy, how do you know? Will any doctor in the world say that's a vaccine injury? Or seizure disorders. And the other thing is, so they don't know, what to look for. They've never been taught that at medical school. There's no course on vaccine injury in medical school, in any medical school in this country. And then the other thing is he has a big emotional incentive because he told that mom to give that child that vaccine.
Oh, yeah.
And if the child has a seizure 3 weeks later and she comes back, and she says, I think it might be the vaccine. A lot of doctors will say, no, that's normal for that age. And they're not going to call it into VAERS. So CDC designed a machine counting system that would do essentially a cluster analysis. They would look at the vaccine and then they would look at clusters of injuries that were unique or anomalous to that vaccine. And it was a very accurate system according to the group that designed it. It was a team led by a guy called Lazarus. And CDC paid for the whole thing, millions of dollars, and it was a long-term study. And they looked at one HMO, which was Harvard Pilgrim up in Massachusetts. And they did this machine counting system for Harvard Pilgrim. And then they compared what the machine counting system had gotten, had yielded and collected in terms of vaccine injuries. And they compared that to what VAERS had collected during the same period at Harvard Pilgrim. And they said that VAERS was capturing fewer than 1% of vaccine injuries. And they had a system now that would capture over 95%. And they were very proud, and they brought it to CDC and said, our system works, here's the data. The data showed injuries in about 2.7% of vaccines.
Of all vaccines?
Yeah, all vaccines, about 2.7%.
Wow.
Which I think is something like 1 out of every 37 vaccines you get, there's an injury. And CDC saw that and said, we're not going to use the system. And they shelved it in 2010, and they've continued to use VAERS now for 22 years when they know that it doesn't work. When
Can you bring it back?
It was designed to fail. We're going to absolutely change VAERS, and we're going to make it. We're going to create either within VAERS or supplementary to VAERS a system that actually works. Oh, and that right now. Even that system is antiquated because we have access to AI. And one of the, we are creating here at HHS an AI revolution.